Good morning. Today we will talk about the cell membrane. According to cell theory, cells are the main unit of organization in biology. Whether you are a single cell or with trillions of cells, all cells are contained by a cell membrane, also known as the plasma membrane or cytoplasmic membrane, which is a biological membrane that separates the interior of the cells from the outside environment. In other words, is a type of biological membrane which encloses the protoplasm, which is mean the nucleus and the cytoplasm with its organelles and inclusions, and separates one cell from other cells and from the external environment. The cell membrane is not a solid structure. It is made of millions of smaller molecules that create a flexible and porous container. The plasma membrane consists of proteins and phospholipids. Phospholipid molecules are shaped with a head and tail region. The head section of the molecules, like water, known as hydrophilic, while the tail does not, known as hydrophobic. Because the tail wants to avoid water, they tend to stick to each other and let the heads face the watery areas inside and outside of the cell. The two surfaces of molecules create a lipid bilayer. This picture we show the molecules of cell membrane which contain of hydrophobic and hydrophilic portion. Proteins in a plasma membrane perform various functions, and this diversity is reflected in the significantly different type of proteins associated with the lipid bilayer. There are three major types of proteins in a plasma membrane, which includes: number one, integral membrane proteins are permanently embedded within the plasma membrane. They have a range of important functions. Such functions include channeling or transporting molecules across the membrane. Other integral proteins act as cell receptors. Some integral membrane proteins are responsible for cell adhesion, which means sticking of a cell to another cell or another surface. Number two, peripheral protein. Peripheral proteins are attached to the exterior or interior of the lipid bilayer. They are easily separable from the lipid bilayer, able to be removed without harming the bilayer in any way. The main function of peripheral proteins is in cellular communication. Number three, lipid-bound protein. Lipid-bound protein are located entirely within the boundaries of the lipid bilayer. This picture shows the contents of the cell membrane, including the type of proteins. Function of plasma membrane include: it separates the contents of the cell from its outside environment, and it regulates what enters and exits the cell. Number two, plasma membrane plays a vital role in protecting the integrity of the interior or of the cell by allowing only selected substances into the cell and keeping other substances out. Number three, it also serves as a base of attachment for the cytoskeleton in some organisms and the cell wall in others. Thus, the cell membrane supports the cell and helps in maintaining the shape of the cell. Number four, the cell membrane is primarily composed of protein and lipid, while lipids help to give membrane their flexibility, and the proteins monitor and maintain the cell's chemical climate and assist in the transfer of molecules across the membrane. Number five, the lipid bilayer is semi-permeable, which allows only selected molecules to diffuse across the membrane.